This is slide 4, pollen tubes. The only things we need to see on this slide are the pollen grain and the pollen tube. Right now we are at our lowest magnification. It's about 40x, and at this point all we can really see are maybe some circular shaped structures and some little tails extending from some of them. So I'm going to go right up to our next highest magnification. Here we are at about 100x, and as you can see, we're starting to see that there are in fact some round structures. Some of them have tubes extending from them, but we're going to increase our magnification once more to see those in more detail. All right, so here we are at our highest magnification, about 400 times, and we are looking at a pollen grain. Here's one pollen grain, here's another, here's a third, a fourth, etc. And in these pollen grains, we're going to go back to this one because it looks beautiful. You can see that a tube right here has extended from the tube cell, which we had seen before present in our pollen grain. And you can also see, so those are the two things you really need to be responsible for this slide, is the pollen grain and pollen tube. But I was about to say that you can also see on this example, which is lovely, that a sperm, and perhaps two, are visible in this pollen tube. So if you have read over the lab manual already, you might have noticed that it said that there are 2 sperm that will be released after this pollen tube grows down the stigma, style, and enters into the ovary of the female reproductive parts. The 2 sperm will be released. One will meet with the egg and produce our diploid zygote. The other will meet with the 2 polar nuclei, the 2 polar bodies in our mature female gametophyte. And that will then become a triploid cell, a triploid structure called the endosperm. This is a very nutrient-rich structure which will provide food for the growing plant embryo. So we have yet to have that happen, of course. Right now we are just seeing the tube, which will allow for our sperm to be delivered to the female reproductive parts of the plant. And all of this grows out from our pollen grain.